Welcome to something a little bit different for me. Normally I do gaming videos, but today I'm looking at a tutorial on Davinci Resolve 15. This is my first tutorial, so obviously any feedback, comments, and particularly subs so I can get this channel up and running would be very much appreciated. I'm looking to improve things in the future, obviously. So first of all, reasons for making this tutorial. Why am I doing this? It's a fair question. Well, for a start, Resolve has a bit of buzz around it at the moment. A lot of people perhaps had Premiere in the past, and now that's obviously running as a subscription, and they're thinking, well, maybe I just need a free option, or maybe an option that's only going to cost me a one-off lump sum. Also, I wanted to look at Resolve from a sort of YouTuber's perspective. Resolve historically was all about color, and these excellent color tools. Well, Resolve is much more than just a color tool now. It is an editor, it is motion graphics, it is special effects, it is audio production, it's all those things. So if you're looking for a tool that you can have for free and edit for a platform such as YouTube, is Resolve worth looking at, and that's part of what I wanted to talk about. And also, I'm probably going to look at each Resolve section in its own video. Although we're staring at the edit page at the moment, you can see along the bottom there are a number of other pages: Media, Edit, Fusion, Color, Fairlight, and Deliver. I probably won't do them in that particular order. I'll probably do Media, then Edit, and then Deliver. The reason being, things like Fusion, Color, and Fairlight, they are kind of optional steps. If you're looking to just edit videos for YouTube, you may not need to go through those intermediary steps, but I will talk about them as well. Also, if you're thinking about downloading and installing Resolve right now, I would at least have a sort of gaming computer. So I'm talking 16 gigs of RAM, a dedicated graphics card, something like that. If you're on an old laptop with no dedicated graphics card, you might find Resolve is a little bit not tailored for your system. Also, you notice that Resolve feels a little bit cramped at 1080p. There are some things that you can do, particularly if you go up to the workspace menu at the top here. I've got it on full screen, which removes the top Windows bar and the bottom taskbar, but also you can enable dual screen as well. So if you have a couple of screens, you can move some of these interface elements to another screen as well. So you've just started Resolve for the first time, you land here on the edit page. What is the first thing you should do? Well, the very, very first thing you should do is go down to the bottom right-hand corner and click on that cog. That is the project settings. One of the few downsides to Davinci Resolve is that once you start actually working and editing on things, the timeline frame rate cannot be changed. I know that may be different in other packages, but in Resolve, this will become grayed out. So it's important that you get this ready right now before you start working and making a whole bunch of editing decisions. So let's just run through this quickly. Timeline resolution, I'm going to be dealing with standard HD, which is 1920 by 1080. That's great. Pixel aspect ratio will be square. If you don't know what that means, it probably doesn't apply to you. Just stick with square. The timeline frame rate, this for me is a gaming video, so I click 60. And the playback rate, I also want to have 60. I want it to have real-time playback. And finally, you do not need to enable video field processing. That's for interlaced video. Scroll down, video monitoring is for if you have an external monitor. Don't need to worry about that. Optimized media and render cache. Basically, when you're not asking Resolve to do something, Resolve can be in the background generating optimized media so that when you do ask it to play something, it plays back smoother. You can, in the working folders, decide where that cache file actually lives. But here you can choose what those cache files are actually made of. What I do is, if you're on PC, you'll have this option for DNxHR. I believe if you're on Macintosh, you'll have an option for ProRes. But for PC people, I'll put that on the LB. It is the low bandwidth option. I'm saying that optimized media that you're making can be the sort of the low quality. It doesn't matter to me too much what I'm looking at, more that the playback is smooth. There are other options here as well. Image scaling, lots of color management stuff. Obviously, I said this is originally a color management tool. Audio stuff. Camera raw if you're dealing with stuff coming from really nice cameras. Even some capture and playback stuff. I'm not capturing, I'm not playing stuff out to tape or anything like that. Also some subtitles. Although I do subtitles, that's probably another topic for another time. If you're thinking, wow, this is a lot of settings just to get things started, I completely agree. That's why at the top here, presets. I have a gaming 1080p 60. Click this. Apply current configuration to system. Yes, please. Now that's just set up. So basically I just click once when I come in here at the start. I don't have to go through those menus, but it's important that you should at least know what those menus are for. Slightly oddly, we have to hit cancel now, even though it's applied. So, as this is the edit page, we actually want to start on the very first page, which is media. The media page is where you can analyze your clips, organize it. It's for getting all those clips together that are going to be taken through into the actual edit page and worked on. Luckily, look, I have a tutorials folder. It's full of lots of different things. Apologies if any of this gets a bit loud, but I have some voiceover work I've done. I've got some music there as well. I have some lower thirds that I use as like a sort of, hey, subscribe to me. And these are all different frame formats. These up here are MP4s that are saved from Shadowplay. This here is my intro that I think it's a DNX HR MOV file. This, although it looks like a video, is actually a whole bunch of .tiff files. But what we're going to do is we're just going to select every single one of those and drag them down into here. That means that now, if I go through into the edit window, those files now appear. It's probably good practice though that you should probably organize these different files that are now going to be edited into bins. Basically bins are just folders to keep things organized. Right click, add a bin. Right, I've just created 3 bins there. This is generally how I've worked for the longest time. You can choose not to do this or to do exactly the same. It's entirely up to you. This just helps keep me organized. So then if we look at what we've got here, that is the lower third, that is titles and credits. Shibuya, that is a song, so that's audio. That's my intro, titles and credits, and that is voiceover, so that goes into audio as well. And then these final clips that I'll just select, I'll move those into video. And of course, clicking on the side here, you then get access to those. At this stage, it's good to have things organized, not only just in terms of folders and things like that, but also to know what footage you actually have. So if I click on one of these clips, and it loads up into this viewer here, I can then scrub through. Apologies if that's a bit loud. So say there's a section of that I saw, oh look, I've got a kill there. Maybe I want to include that in some sort of montage or whatever. It's good to know that in that clip there, I have a kill. Or I have some sort of highlight thing. Maybe you're doing a boss battle with some big guy in Warcraft or any other MMO. Maybe you're doing a vlog and you want to remember, hey, that's the clip in which I have footage of X, Y, or Z, whatever it is. The cool thing is you can just add comments right in here. So that one there, I'm just going to say 1K because I have a kill in that one there. Maybe this clip underneath here, maybe I go crazy. I have 34, probably not 34. Maybe I have 3 kills in there. Maybe this one over here, you know what? This is where we fight the boss in that boss battle. So you can attach comments to clips in here, and although I've only got a few clips here from this game, you're just trying to take maybe a couple of seconds out of a bunch of 3-minute videos. All of a sudden you've got lots of videos and you can't quite remember where things are. It's super useful to do that now so that when you start editing and you want to know where things are, that they are at your fingertips. It's not just that you can see those comments visually, you can also search them as well. Hit the little search thing, tell it to search all fields, and if we just type in boss, look, there you go. If you had a bunch of clips from the boss battle, they would all just appear. This search is also available in the edit window as well. So there we have it. We have a bunch of clips, we have a bunch of different media, a bunch of video clips, we have a bunch of different audio clips, some overlays, some intros, things like that, all imported into our project. A good thing to do right now would be to save the project. You'll notice that it says edited at the top there. If it glows, it means that you've not saved it recently. So now that we've got things organized, we can now head to the edit window and actually start making editing decisions. But we've just gone through some quick setup and getting ourselves set up and ready to actually do some proper work. It's important to do those stages, like I said, but now, in the next video, let's crack on and let's do some actual editing. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this series, please do hit that sub button. I appreciate it so very much. If you have any comments, like I said, this is the first time I've done anything like this, so I'm not working from a script, which is really odd for me. But if you have any positive, lovely feedback, please do leave a comment below right now. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Take care.